Happy New Week, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Yet another episode of Africana, a podcast where we talk about freedom in mind, in life. This channel has been mostly faith-based, where I talk about freedom in Christ. And this year, we've decided to expand that freedom into the mind. We'll talk about a lot of things that involve counseling, psychology. We'll also talk about conflict resolution. My name is Kawiria Rincuni. I am your host today. I welcome you. If you've not subscribed, please do. And I am here with a very special guest. Our first guest of 2026. So, without further ado, Mercy, Kawe, welcome. Introduce yourself.
Thank you. Thank you for having me as your first guest.
Hey!
I've opened the door to amazing guests this year.
Yes.
I'm Mercy, Kawiria Rincuni, Clara's sister. But when it comes to my profession, I would say I'm a marketing and communications specialist, currently in the oil and gas space, but I've also been in other sectors.
Yeah.
Then I'm also a counselor not in practice, in training. Currently going through a training in a college in Nairobi. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming and for that lovely introduction. So, in as much as we are related in the capacity that you're in today, I think the relationship offers a good advantage, but I think we are drawing more from your journey and your experiences as an individual. So, guys, you remember how I said that this year we'll do different themes? And one of the themes is counseling psychology. I wanted us to take it a bit further back before 2026. Maybe you can let us know how long you've been doing the marketing and comms.
Yeah. Okay, so I've been in marketing and comms for the last 15 plus years.
Wow.
I know when I say plus, it's like, but like 15 plus years.
Yeah.
That's
it.
Yeah, that's how long I've been. But also, let me say, my background in terms of education was in information technology. Then when I got into the job market, because I used to really enjoy writing, and that's just when social media was like starting out, Facebook, Twitter, actually Facebook and Twitter, that's when they were just starting out.
Yeah.
And I was really keen in just understanding how everything works. And then I started writing.
Yeah.
That's how I got my way into marketing and communications.
Yeah.
And then now I would say I've been, like learning on the job, interacting with people in the space, getting to gather insights. And that's what I've been doing. 15 years, and I'm like, whoa, time is just going,
Yeah.
And I imagine I have like 20 more years in the workspace. So
Wow. As someone who is a witness to your journey and also looking at you, I think time has been kind.
Oh,
very kind to you. So tell me about the writing, because you said writing. So right now writing can mean so many things.
Yeah.
Writing books, and then also what were you writing about, and how did that translate to like the getting the opportunities, and how did that morph over the years?
I was like, it's taking me back. Sometimes when you're looking back and you're like, time has really flown and things have really changed. When I started writing, we used to have things called blogs.
Yes, they're allowed.
Used to have things called blogs.
Yeah.
But we used to have platforms that allowed you to almost, I would say like journaling in a way. What is journaling now?
Yeah.
Because when I think of blogging and what I used to write about, it's just basically what was happening throughout my day, or it could be like when I look back, maybe how my week has been or how my year has been. I share my reflections, and a lot of my writing was like around like life lessons. So the people who used to read, a lot of the friends that I've made throughout the years are people who used to read my blogs. So, like maybe I write something that someone resonates with. So maybe I've gone through the week and I've had like a tough week. Or maybe like it could be on a Friday and I'm just sharing like what's happening, what I'm listening to, what I'm eating, what I'm planning to make, or I'm planning to do. It was a lot of oversharing, to be honest. Which to some extent, okay, now I cringe when I think about it. But at that point, it was like an outlet for me, and I used to feel so good. So I would end up doing it, not for profit. It was just for fun. But in the process of doing that for fun, because then now people would read, and of course they'd respond, like they'll comment. There was also comment sections then, so they'd comment and maybe share what's happening in their lives as well. Sometimes you do prompts, so you'll find that what I'm writing, you also do something of a similar nature. So it's almost like a community. I remember, so when I was in my first job, which was just those jobs that get you a step in. So I was a personal assistant to a CEO in the telco or tech space, the telco tech space. And I remember a friend of mine coming and telling me, by the way, my boss, now from another company, saying, by the way, my boss really likes how you write, and he thinks that you can come and write for our e-commerce website. And I was like, oh, okay, like how did that happen? But anyway, so that's how I moved from where I was and into the professional space through my writing. And I think when I moved to this e-commerce space, it was like that time, let me say, it was like a new trendy, it was a trend, it was a, let me say, buzzy, trendy, like site. And so people really used to come and check out, like, the description, like how it described, because it was a deal site. So I would describe what the deal is. And initially, like, I never used to think that it's making a difference. But how I think it eventually made a difference is because people would actually come and purchase and would have like great sales. Well, besides the deal being there, because you're getting a percentage off, it's also like, I'm sure the content was enticing them to do it. And then from then on now, that's how I kept on progressing. So I got into the digital marketing space. Now that's how I got proper into like marketing, because then doing the e-commerce site, which is on the digital space, using social media to promote what you are doing. And then now I went into the financial services industry, where I would now use, like the knowledge that I've gained to, do more in terms of how we are branding, in terms of how we are communicating what we are doing. Blogs, let me say, blogs were a big thing then. Like, they were a really big thing then. And even like in the corporate space, we're trying to use blogs to draw in more people, because then they give you that opportunity to share more about what it is that you do. Like when like I was saying, the financial services industry, like you want to, give stories in terms of like people's experiences, whether it's in saving, investments. So that was an exciting time. You'd also find us bantering on social media when it comes to like things to do with the space that you are in, like bank to bank. So I think that's how I've grown within the space. And then now like moving on into like now more strategy, like, thinking forward. So this was more reactive, more like what is happening now. But then now you start thinking beyond, like, how is this going to help us achieve, this? So turning it into something that's measurable. I would say that's how now my sort of career has moved over time.
Yeah. And sometimes like when if I transfer other years into mine, someone would be like career ladder, right? In terms of learning, a lot of the culture favors learning that is upward, and it's like more money. Like the learning needs to translate to more money so that the learning makes sense. But then here I am hearing and also observing you go through that journey and choosing something entirely different. I feel like it's countercultural. It's like against the grain. Most people would be like, do a course in leadership, an MBA in because you've done strategic management for your
MBA.
Was it an MBA or MSc?
It was an MBA. No, it was an MBA. Yeah, a master's in business administration, and then I focused on strategic management and marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, after that, someone would be like PhD, maybe, so that you get that doctor.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Amen.
Like, you must get that PhD. Yeah.
But it's like, why choose, counseling psychology? What compelled you to go that side? And then as you're also like letting me know, also just help me see how you saw that as like, oh, all along, I feel like the path has been, this seems like a viable next step, What are the things about you that you are like, now that you're in the training, you're like, I'm actually really good. Like, this is like a talent. A talent.
Yeah.
Sorry for the people who are not chronically online. But it's like, this is something that I feel like I've had all along and kind of like been building. And it's so poetic that it leads to this. So you can, open up a door for us to peek into your mind and your life as you are making this decision. And then also help us see the parts of you that were always there all along. Yeah.
Ooh.
Loaded.
Hey, that's loaded. But let me see where I can start. Let me start with, I don't know if I ever told you, but for the longest time, I just felt like if I didn't do what I did, because I don't know if everyone goes, I was like, it's heavy. I don't know if everyone goes through this, but okay, for me, when I finished high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point I wanted to do pharmacy because of mom and, like her being in the medical space. I used to play with beans and dengus and, like jahi, putting them in like those, not even cans,
Sachets.
So before you were born.
Knocked away.
Sorry, so before you were born, I mean, I was alone for a bit. I needed to find my own form of entertainment. So my own form of entertainment, because mom would take me to her workplace, and I would see the journey of a patient, how they'd go to the consultation room, they would come out, then they would go to the lab, they would do the test, then they would go to the pharmacy, get the So I would play a lot with medicine, like so my grains being the medicine, putting them in those brown bags, prescribing to my dolls. So that was, for a moment there I was like, you know what, pharmacy doesn't sound like a bad idea. But then sciences,
grades,
like the grades. I mean, I loved chemistry and biology, I did well. Physics, I tanked. So just the combination just didn't work. So that was a piped dream. Then when I finished, my dad said, you know what, let's keep you busy. You like hanging out with people a lot. You have too many friends. You like stories. And I don't want you hanging around in the hood talking to, boys. So immediately January kicks in, you're going to do school. So that's how I got into Strathmore. And I started doing my diploma in business IT. And I think I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the course. So by the time I was finishing the course, I was like, you know what? It just makes sense to do the bachelor's.
Yeah.
instead of like going to do something else. And then also I hadn't, because of that interaction with the course, I hadn't explored like what else I could do outside of that. But then now with life, when I look back, I'm just like, you know what? If I didn't do what I did, I'd have done psychology. But I wasn't very familiar. Like psychology wasn't a thing then. Okay, okay, in my world.
It wasn't.
In my world, it wasn't.
At that time, by the time I was finishing Campo, who was doing psych? Unless I used to feel like that was under med.
Right? Yeah. Like psychiatry.
Yeah, psychiatry, medicine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then actually how I was exposed to counseling, I've remembered, is when I was in church.
Yeah.
I remember like in church I was, so I used to go to Parklands Baptist, and I was very involved like as a teenager and as a youth.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a course, there was a short course for counseling that we were doing within the church and as youth leaders, so that you can be able to, like help, like the people that you interact with. And that's the first time that I actually came across counseling. Oh, this has made me like think back.
Yeah.
But I remember saying, oh, you know what? I mean, this is nice. Like I could actually do this. But I mean, that thought ended as soon as the course ended. Like it was overdone. Go back to your normal business, finished school, started working. Work is great. There's growth within work, not as much as I'd want to grow. I mean, because it's been a journey, which I guess we'll talk as we go in terms of how the journey goes. But I think where I got to last year, I was just looking and I'm like, what am I really good at? Okay, yes, I've had this experience for 15 plus years. And it's great. And I genuinely love what I do.
Yeah.
And I feel like even now it's better because, you're getting to interact with customers, you're getting to interact with your colleagues, in the spaces, so like in the commercial space. So where you're supporting them to sell.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it feels like there's something that I'm not, unlocked. And then there was you who's now done your counseling. For whatever reason you did your counseling.
Yeah.
And I could see the impact of it. Before it was just like something that I would want to do because I'm a talker.
Yeah.
And I'm a talker and a listener.
A good
So
one especially the listener.
Oh yeah? Okay. So I'm a talker and a listener, and I was just like, this is something that I could really like get into. But I didn't understand the impact of it. Even given the fact that I've done my own counseling, like I've had therapy, I've gone into therapy before. Yes, okay, for me, I was just like, I needed therapy because of the spaces that I was in at that time. But how I saw it impact your life and how I saw it like shift your mindset on like different aspects of life, I was like, you know what? I actually want to do this thing. Like I was very inspired to like pursue it. And then even identifying a place to do it.
Yeah.
Like I know mom used to talk about KPC a lot,
Yeah.
but it hadn't sunk in. So I used to just say it passively. I'm like, I really want to do counseling. I'm going to do it at some point.
Yeah.
Like I think for me it was more of like a retirement plan.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about retirement a lot lately, clearly. But it was more of a retirement plan than it was something to do now. But I can see it as something that I can actually apply in my life, both professionally, meaning professionally, like where I integrate it with what I'm currently doing in marketing and communication space.
Yeah.
And then also as practice. And I want to like better it as I go. So I'm thinking of 5 to 10 years coming. Like I will be a better counselor, a better therapist at that time than I am today.
For sure.
So yeah, that's how I'm thinking of it. Like I'm just thinking of the future, and I'm like, how can I apply my skills or things that come so easily to me, and make it something that I can do professionally while also helping other people. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like that was important to talk about, especially as a beginning, because I feel like sometimes it's like the question of how do you see your work? Do you see work and life as separate, or do you see work and life as they're interconnected? So I feel like sometimes when you do a course and you feel like you're like chained hands and feet and mind to that course, I feel like sometimes it does get your body tells you evolve, but I feel like there are some invisible chains we've been trained to have, especially with the 844 system, to the course. Ulifanya nini university? Hi. Now nataka wacha jokes. You get? But I feel like it was important for you to share. And that's why I started with the years of experience and then now the journey. Because I feel like as a listener, as your sister, as a friend, you inspire me to make really bold choices for myself. Because I'm like, you're not caged, you're free. You're literally living your life in the best way that you know how at each moment. And I felt like it was important to share that as we start, in that sometimes you could have talents that because of your exposure at the time, because honestly, if you were in 844, ukimaliza form 4, what do you know? I mean, and most of the time,
everything.
You know everything and nothing at the same time and in the same intensity. And a lot of us, like me, I did BBIT because you did BBIT. And I was like, oh, I like computers. And I saw your life at that time. I was like, it's a good life.
Actually thought you, from my point of view, I thought you liked computers more than I did.
I do.
Because you were like, you're the one who was fixing, I don't know whose phone, I don't know, the TV has done what. Yeah. I'm like, this girl looks like she's into this IT thing more than I am.
I was really into it until we did discrete math in campus. I was like, wow, engineer, software, programming, maybe C yangu. But I really liked computers. And I also liked how your life had turned out at that point. I was like, this course, it's looking like I can do it. So that's why I did it. But in hindsight, I didn't have more. I was just copying, at least until I figure out. I feel like also a lot of my progression has been like, I've seen you do it, it works. I'll also do, I mean, why reinvent?
They will.
And someone has already gone with a slash. You know, the farm is like those Napier farms. Mtu ameshakata njia. Why would I
start cutting
my own path? And I can see clearly this path is laid out. So I feel like it's important to have this conversation to show your journey and your thinking process. Because I feel like as human beings, having a human experience, it adds to your bank of knowledge to know that you can pivot at any time. And sometimes that talent you had when you were a kid, aki Mungu huwa hanyang'anyi vitu. Even if you didn't use it. Even if you didn't use it and it's 20 years later and you're like, man, I can really draw or I can really do this. I've just thought it would be nice to have Uncle Marete to come and talk about his artistry. Like you can draw until kingdom come. You can pivot. And I felt like it was so powerful to start there so that people can understand that you're pivoting. And I feel like from someone hearing you, very bold steps. And it's like, I don't think you'll ever have dementia because your mind is, I digress. But
okay, that's a bit off. But imagine, interesting that you say what you're saying, because that's actually true, where there is no wasted experience. Sometimes you can sit and you're like, 15 years, what have I been doing all those years? You know, and you want it to translate into money, you want it to translate into, I don't know, resources, like you're like, I actually 15 years, what have I, you want it to translate into impact in terms of the lives you've impacted. And I feel like sometimes it's intangible, like it's not something that you can shikilia or you can touch and say, this is the impact that I've made while I have been doing. Okay, I know we usually do numbers, when you're doing reports at work and you're doing your performance reviews and everything. But in your heart of hearts, like inside, there's, okay, for me, but let me speak for self. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, I can see these numbers, but have I really, like, is it, and what drew me to counseling, okay, another thing that, because I've already said the first thing was how I saw. Another thing is when I used to write, I remember, and I've told a couple of people who've asked me why I stopped writing, because I did stop writing. I even deleted everything. I was like, hey.
That's the past.
Like as a past, knew me. Anyway, so the reason I stopped writing is because it got to a point. So life can sometimes get a little bit difficult when you face challenges, and challenges that you don't have control over, or that you feel at that point are like way beyond you, and you're just like, I don't understand what's going on. So I remember writing about it, like 2 instances where I wrote about 2 major things that were affecting me and how they affected me, how I went through the process, like decision-making process, through the just thinking about how to handle them. And the feedback that I got, overwhelming feedback. So first, of course, people like, oh, it's good that you've done that. It's great for you. I'm happy for you. But there was also like, I feel like the feedback that affected me the most was where there were people who are in the same position that I was in, if not worse. So I got emails, that time, I call DMs. I got emails, I got messages.
Gen Z, it's like DM, but on email.
So I got emails, I got comments, I got like messages even from friends, like who just message me or even call me, and they're like, I'm in the position that you're in. What did you do? How did you? Or I'm in this position. How do I? And I felt so helpless. And then I'm like, I can't do, like, I don't want to do this. So some I ignored. I mean, if I ignored you, I'm sorry. But like some I ignored. Others I was just like, I'm sorry that you're in that position. But I felt very helpless. And I think that sort of killed my spirit for writing, because then I was like, okay, I'm writing about happy things and people are going through crazy stuff. Like guys are going through a lot out here. And so my desire to write just started fading over time. I was just like, I don't want to be fake. Like, I don't want to not be genuine. But also in the process of being genuine, I was just like, I don't feel like what I'm writing is of value like anymore, because I'm like, the things that people are going through and me, I'm writing, I'm telling you what I'm listening to.
The recipe.
Or what the recipe, because I used to cook a lot.
Lasagna recipe.
Let me tell
with
you.
spinach. No,
I used that recipe until the day I deleted the account. Like
Same,
anytime
right?
I was doing lasagna, I was like, I'll go to my but it just felt like, what am I doing this for? I mean, and honestly, that fire just it simmered. Simmered being, it just went out. I usually have the desire to write, but again, I still don't know what to write about. And that I think that's, let me say, that entire process, when I think about it, is adding up to now. Because I'm like, there's no way I can have the desire to write if I don't have the desire to help people. So I think those two are still tied. I still have a feeling that I'll get back to it, but after I've figured out a lot of the things, both internal and of course and external.
I think I agree. Because like even that time that we'd taken a break for Africana, I remember even you asking me, I think it was 2024 or 2023. No, it was 2024. We're like, oh, by the way, what happened to that Nini? And I remember telling you I have nothing to say right now.
There's a lot going on in the world.
I had nothing to say. I think also because I was in that process of figuring out for myself first so that I'm convicted enough to say. Because I'm like, I don't want to be saying something I don't believe or something that I don't agree with, but I totally relate with you. Now, on that note, we'll now come to your, because like for a brief catch up to where we are now, when you join KIPC to do the diploma in counseling psychology, you're required to do, is it 15 sessions or 8 sessions?
15 in total.
15 in total.
Sessions of therapy, yes.
Sessions of therapy.
Yeah.
Before, I think, in your first year or something. Is it first
so
year
it's
or first
15
term?
I think it's 15 years. I mean 15 hey, I'm fixated on this 15 years. I think it's 15 sessions in total, but in your first semester, it's eight sessions.
8.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Which I think is really cool because
it's
like
good.
Yeah, because let me tell you, like, so when I started the course, I was like, I'm just doing the course because I really like the course.
Yeah.
And then when, of course, you get into the therapy, because now you have to do your 8 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, what do I want to go for therapy for? You know, like also it's nice to be in a space where you don't have, I mean, you're at peace a bit. Let me say or maybe oblivious of what's happening around you. You know that meme for that. I think it can be courage. The stupid dog. The one where there's a dog seated at the center, and then there's fire around.
And that's so zen.
And that was. I feel like that was me when I started. I was like, Then I started therapy. Let me tell you.
Yeah, tell us.
Hey, I was like, God, I got issues. I got issues.
I can't be absorbed by a tissue. Can't I?
So that's it's good to do. You know, you sometimes you sit and think that, I mean, I'm just okay. Until you start like just digging and digging and digging, and you realize I'm human. All humans have
issues.
Is it just that do you want to know and do you want to do something about it?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be like, I don't want to know and I don't want to do anything about it. Let me just stay like that dog in the middle of the fire. But sometimes I think it's good to actually open your eyes, look, and step into the fire so that you can know. Because that fire is not external. It's also like, you know, it's inside. You're just choosing to like push it away. Yeah.
I love it. Now that you've gone through the 8 sessions and you've gone through, this is your first sem, you're entering. What would you say is good advice? Because we're just talking about the writing and, you know, how you got here. What would you say you thought was good advice that is not? And what would be the good advice you give in, you know, or what would be the antidote? Like, what is it that goes around that is good advice?
In quote unquote.
Quote unquote, but actually, like now that you're on this other side, it's like, maybe that might not be the way and the truth. Yeah.
I'm having a moment in my mind.
Say it.
Where you're just like, you know, when you're talking to someone, and then someone is like, utahil. Yeah. Like you just need to, you need healing.
As you proceed to give them a shot. Utahil, bro. Utahil.
So let me move. So I'll say that healing thing where someone tells you utahil, we say it passively. Okay, I think we mean it from the bottom of our hearts. I want you to heal. But I don't think sometimes we understand the journey and the process that healing is. And I think healing and life are like, they're like this. Life is about like life and healing are just they go together. So the utahil, it doesn't end. Like it's good advice that you're telling someone that will happen and that they need to get help so that they can heal. But I think it's a continuous process and that sometimes never ends until until you end. So so that was good advice. Bad advice. Bad advice.
I think you've kind of also
Yeah, I've covered both.
you've
Yeah.
covered both,
I've
which
covered
I
both.
wanted.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
it's good to know from the other side, because I also, now to add on that point, another thing for me, I used to think is that time will heal things. Like if I just stay still and the time passes, tomorrow for sure things will be better.
Yeah.
I feel like on the surface, if you're looking at emotions, the emotion will have passed. But the root cause, like the thing that actually needs the healing, if you don't do the work to heal it, to like heal it, it's not like a sore on the whatever,
on
the skin. And even on this, as a sore on the skin, there are processes in the back end, like happening in your body that contribute to the healing. Itakauka, but there are agents in your body, I think it's white blood cells, etc., that contribute to that healing. Now that we've talked about healing, we've talked about the journeys that have led us to this point where we submitted ourselves to the learning process of becoming counselors or stroke therapists, depending on where you're from in the world. My takeaway from the conversation we've just had with Kawiria Rincuni, our first guest of 2026, was that, wherever you are in life, as long as you're breathing, the world is awaiting to benefit from your talents. That you can have started your career in one place, doing one thing, you're really good at that thing, but you have maybe 3 other talents that are undiscovered. Your personality is of value. Your skills, she was talking about, she just asks a lot of questions. She's inquisitive. And funny how poetically, in counseling, asking questions is a legit skill. So my encouragement in this episode, what I'm taking home is that, you know what, Clara, what are the aspects of my talents that I've not yet used? What are the things that I'm gifted at that I'm not giving to the world? And I feel like the same way I'm benefiting from my sister's journey in this season of her life, I feel like when you discover those talents and you start putting them out in the world, first of all, I'll be your number 1 fan. Utuambie hiyo ni nini kwa comments. But second of all, you will make the world a better place because we need you and we need your talents and your giftings today. Kawe, what is your takeaway from this episode?
So my takeaway from this episode, first I was reading a book and I saw this quote that I really liked and I was like, why will I ever use it? And here's a chance. So it says that there are years that ask questions and there are years that give answers. And based on our conversation today, that's what I feel that this has led me to, where, there are years that you're just like, what's my purpose? What am I here for? What am I doing? Is what I'm doing impactful? Then there are years where you'll just be like, you don't even have to ask that question anymore because you can feel that those things are happening. All those questions that you had, and now the answers are just, manifesting themselves. So it was almost like a manifestation when you're asking the questions, and now they're just, they're just happening. So don't feel discouraged when you're stuck. Stuck is negative, yes, but stuck can also be positive because then it pushes you to discover more of yourself, to discover more of what is around you and see what more you can do to be able to, add value to yourself and to those around you. So be encouraged today that you are enough and that you are capable and that it's going to be a great year and that you'll do the most with what it is that you have. Whatever it is, like Clara has said, nothing is useless. You are not useless. I think it's important to be reminded that because I think the way the world is set up nowadays, it's so, capitalistic and commercial, where you don't feel worthy if, what you're doing is not making you money, or what you're doing is not helping you climb the ladder. and so you end up feeling worthless. But there are also skills that just help you to move, and that maybe you using those skills is helping another person. Like I said earlier, that so many people are going through so many things. Yeah. So you are put here for a reason, and not just for yourself, to be there for another human. So, I mean, it's up to us to figure out how we can be able to apply that. And that's my takeaway from today. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence and your wisdom and your journey. For everyone who's watching, thank you so much for making it to this point of the episode. Please like the video if you found the video beneficial. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe. If this is your first time at this channel, I welcome you again at the end to stay. If you know someone who's starting the year maybe at a low, or you feel like this video could encourage someone who's feeling stuck in their career, maybe they're like, okay, I've worked all these years, what next? Please share this video for encouragement, and to also let them know that for the next thing that they want to do, please put it in the comment section. If you have a business that you'd like this community to support, if you are going back to school, if you are starting something new, feel free to comment, and you'll have at least 2 likes from me.
Guaranteed.
And yeah, if not anything, you have 2 likes or
and
2 followers and a comment. Let's support each other, and I hope to see you next week on another episode. Bye.